Greetings and salutations, YouTube. My name is Ryan, and I'm bringing you The Witcher 1. Uh, Witcher 3 is coming out soon, if not out already, actually. I haven't really been tracking it that much, but I'm a little bit excited to play it. I bought The Witcher a couple years ago, and I wasn't able to play it, and I had kind of a crappy computer, and no internet to verify through Steam. So it was kind of a wasted purchase for me, and I was a little bit upset about it, and I lost that game copy, and I lost all memory of it for, well, about 3 years. So I remembered it recently whenever I started seeing things for The Witcher 3 coming out, and it kind of made me want to go back to it because I was really excited about the game back then. Excuse me. So here we are, back with Witcher 1. It was on Steam sale for 85% off. I couldn't turn it down. I also got The Witcher 2, which I haven't played either. And I think I'm probably going to offer you guys a playthrough of each game, just storyline mode for now, and, maybe return back and do some side quests and have a little bit of fun with the game. But right now, I kind of want to get the core experience, and I'd like to share that with you guys. I did play The Witcher 1 for about an hour earlier this evening, but unfortunately, I had my sound options all messed up. The microphone for my headset is broken, so I'm using the default microphone on my laptop, and you could not hear me mumble over the rest of the game. The game volume was too high, my voice is too low and too monotone. I apologize for that. It's just the way that I am. Either you like it or you love it. But I'm going to have to redo that recording, and that's what I'm sharing with you right now. So without talking your ear off too much further, I'm going to go ahead and get a start on this new game. We're going to go with the regular Witcher experience, go through the storyline. We're going to take it at medium pace, as Jack Black would say it, or was that Adam Sandler? I can't remember who's saying at a medium pace, but I recommend you go listen to it. We're going to go with the mouse control scheme because I like that. It's really simple. It's kind of a relaxing thing for me, and I'm going to try not to talk over the talk scenes. Oh, I'm going to try not to talk over the cut scenes too much. And that way you guys get a little bit more of an immersive experience, a lot like I would have if I was just playing by myself.
The northern kingdoms nursed their wounds for 5 years after the Great War. Plague and famine raged, the death toll unknown. A few surviving elven and dwarven units sought refuge amidst forests, where they prepared for a final, desperate fight. Abominable beasts ruled backwoods, highways, and former battlefields alike. In cities and villages, folk were left wondering what had happened to the Witchers. The Blue Mountains in the north of Kedwen. The year 1270. 5 years after the Great War.
There's not any dialogue going on right now, but when I first watched this cutscene, I thought my man was getting robbed.
Where am I? Everything's all right. I've no idea where you've been. The important thing is you're alive and among friends. Though you look like you just left your grave.
And I'm wondering if this happens after the intro cutscene where he fights that monster lady, the Striga, I think they called her.
Remember nothing. We'll speak soon enough. We're nearing Kaer Morhen.
I'm not really sure how that cutscene ties into the actual gameplay yet. I didn't even make it out of the tutorial area before my first recording ended, and I realized the sound was all jacked up. So, yeah, this is attempt number 2. We're going to defeat the praying mantis. And, yeah, I don't know, hopefully I didn't reveal too much about the intro yet, but you guys will see it soon enough. If not in this episode, then the next. So I'm going to try to keep these at about 30 minutes. That way I don't waste too much of your time with single videos, and I can keep them uploaded to YouTube at a decent pace. 30 minutes does take quite some time to upload. But like I said, I'm trying to get through the content quickly, so I'll probably upload a few videos a day if possible until I can get to the Witcher 3 content, and I think that's probably where I'm going to settle down, call it home.
Leo, get Triss.
And, you know, do some side quests and really show you guys the game.
Your time nears its end, witches. Enjoy things while you can.
This dude looks like Gary Ribisi.
Wrong. You missed the parry. I keep repeating this. Pirouette always followed by a back cross parry. Always.
Barely 2 days have passed since they found you.
I owe my recovery to you. Thank you, Triss.
Remember anything?
Not much. Look below. I know the moves. Pirouette, parry, cut. I can't explain it, but I feel a bond when we speak. I know you were important.
Geralt,
I need to think.
time flows slowly at Kaer Morhen.
Ha! It worked! Not bad. Take a rest. What do you think, Geralt? Is he ready for the path? Wait for the rest. He's alone. The professor promised 50 orens for every freak we kill.
He's mine.
Vesemir, we got company. I'm shutting the gate. Geralt, grab a sword off the training forms.
Here we go, and I'm gonna I'll read these, but like I said, I got through most of the tutorial area earlier, so I don't think I need to read them over again, but just in case you guys want to be read to, I'll go ahead and do that. Picking up items, move the cursor over the sword and left click to equip. So I found me a rusty sword here sticking out of the training dummy. Left click on an enemy to attack. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to attack on this little dude over here. He's about to get it. Try to chain my attacks a little bit. I'm not very good at the timing aspect of this. It's kind of reminds me of Summoner from PlayStation 2. I don't know if you guys even played that. I'm not even sure if it was a popular game. It seemed really cool to me at the time to be able to be this dude summoning demons and monsters and stuff to fight for me.
How do you feel? Fine. Anyone know who the intruders are?
Ordinary bandits would never attack Kaer Morhen.
That we know, Marigold. You could try some of your famous magic.
In due time, Lambert.
Enough! We need to check the other possible passages to the upper courtyard.
Isometric camera movement, left click anywhere on the ground to move to that location, move the cursor to the edge of the screen to rotate the camera. Yeah, anyway, like I was saying about Summoner, it was another sort of rhythmically based combat system where you would attack an enemy, and I believe it was just before you would strike the enemy, you would press the attack button again, and you would be able to chain your attacks. It's very similar to the way combat is done in this game, at least from my very limited amount of experience. But I'm at least kind of familiar with it. It takes me a while to get the rhythm down, and it seems to me that it actually speeds up the higher your chain combo goes.
What's happening? They're trying to break down the gate. They won't get anywhere without a battering ram. Shit! What is that? A frightener. One mean beast.
Savola. I know him. A mage as ambitious as he is insane.
They're coming up here. Get ready. There's more. They're entering the upper courtyard.
The one in glasses is the professor. Murder for hire. I sense magic. There's a sorcerer among them.
Professor, you know the way. Get to it.
The professor is wanted in Redania, Temeria, and Kedwin. A real maggot. I don't recognize the sorcerer.
Marigold, I'm interested in whether you can disarm Savola. The rest is witch's work.
I'll try.
They're coming. The Frightener is very dangerous, but it's vulnerable to loud noises. The bell's in the upper courtyard. Exactly. Eskel, Lambert, you'll help me stop the Frightener and the bandits. Leo, stay behind us. Geralt, you open the gate to the upper courtyard. When we're there, Triss can stop Savola and his pet while we prepare to deal with the professor and the unknown mage.
I'll figure something out.
Let's do this. Bleed them a bit down here before withdrawing. Geralt, follow the wall and break through to the tower where there's a passage to the upper courtyard. Alone? They're just bandits, though one might be infamous. You must open the gate. We'll be waiting. Good luck, Wolf.
Follow the mini-map marker to find a quest objective. That's up here. There's a little red notch on the mini-map telling you where my next objective is. Chaining attacks. Chain attacks kill enemies more efficiently. Left click only when the cursor changes into a flaming sword. So, flaming sword. I messed it up. I was trying to preemptively guess where it was going to be, but yeah, here we go. I fight these two guys.
I'll make you scream.
But yeah, combat actually so far doesn't seem that advanced. At this point in the game right now, it's just left clicking. As we advance through this oh my god, I do speak English. As we advance through this tutorial area, we'll unlock some different stances, and combat gets a little bit more in-depth, but for the most part, right now, it seems pretty simplistic. And I like that, but at the same time, it doesn't really feel that action-oriented. I'm not even really sure if this qualifies as an action RPG. But I do like the strategic outlook on it, especially whenever it comes to the different stances versus different kinds of enemies. You'll find that some are really effective and some aren't very effective at all.
You'll regret the day you were born.
Yeah, you'll regret the day I was born. So, just making my way through here to try to get to a point where I can open the gate and let my friends in. Aha, here we go. Here's another style. Combat styles. Use the fast style to defeat agile opponents. Switch to this style by left-clicking the cat icon or by pressing X. I'm not very... how do I say? I'm not very efficient at memorizing all the different keys for the different functions in the game, especially when there's buttons for it and there's an active pause throughout the game. All I have to do is press spacebar. It's a lot like combat in Baldur's Gate, if anybody played that. So I can pause the game, switch to the combat style that I want, and then unpause and continue along my merry slaughter. So that's probably the way that I'm going to play, and if that aggravates you, I do apologize, but it's sort of a more comfortable way for me to play. Excuse me. I seem to have a little bit of a frog in my throat. So anyway, combat styles, strong style. Use the strong style to defeat larger armored opponents. Switch to this style by left-clicking on the wolf icon or by pressing Z. I'm not really going to ever remember the ZX. I think C and probably V. I think there's 4 different styles that I know of. So, like I said, I'm just going to pause the game with that active pause and switch stances as necessary. I have this large dude, he's kind of brutish coming over here, so I'm going to switch to the strong stance, and then I am going to continue to mess his day up.
You'll regret the day you were born.
Yes, that's right, your day is now messed up. That's what you get. So here it describes the active pause function. Press the spacebar to toggle active pause mode. So here I have an agile enemy and one of those sort of brutish enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my fast stance here and go after the agile enemy first. Take him out. Oh, I messed up my chain again. I'm not very good at this. Okay, now that the agile one is down, we're going to go for the brute here.
Mess with me and die.
Yeah, I'm messing with you, and one of us is dying, but it ain't me, sucker. So anyway, I don't remember if... I guess I don't even have it unlocked. I was trying to think if that dude had given me potions yet. I was going to check my inventory, but apparently not yet. That cold stare.
Follow me, back to Savola.
Okay, we're already in strong stance, so we're just going to go ahead and lay it to this gentleman here. Here comes a little one, so we're going to go ahead and switch to the cat stance and end his life. Life of banditry was a wrong choice, my friend. I love how this guy behind me is, for the most part, patiently waiting for me to slaughter his friend before he attacks. He only got 1 or 2 swings off. It was very nice of him to wait in line. So anyway, strong stance again, and now we're back to cat stance. So as you can see, like I said, it does get a little bit more depth to the combat. but it's still essentially just a rhythmic left-clicking experience, which I'm okay with, actually. It kind of it kind of allows you to concentrate on other aspects of the game, specifically like the storyline, the environment that you're in, art design, things like that. Art design is actually a really huge thing for games for me. I really enjoy the kinds of art and environment design that go into games. Honestly, I think that's probably one of the bigger factors for whether I enjoy a game or not. I mean, gameplay obviously being a huge factor in that. Um, I have three prerequisites for a game. They have to have decent gameplay, they have to have a decent soundtrack, and they have to have a decent art style. I'm not so much concerned with graphics. They could be 8-bit graphics for all I care. But the art style has to be done well, in my opinion. So anyway, using objects, left click on the winch to open the gate. Nifty feature is that you can press Alt to highlight all the usable objects nearby, and that you can't use any of those objects during combat, so you can't accidentally click on this winch when I'm in combat. But now that I'm out of combat, not a problem. So I'm going to let my friends in.
Damn it, Geralt. It's a miracle you're alive. You could have told me about the stairs.
Lambert and Eskel were supposed to fix them yesterday.
We're not Masons. No matter. The professor and the other mage must be hiding in the keep.
Face the truth, Witchers. They're here to rob you.
Trace, child, we have nothing of value. Some good steel, snow fox pelts.
I mean the laboratory and you know it. Someone wants your famed mutagens.
You're jumping to conclusions. Triss may be right. We need to find out what they want.
One thing at a time. We shouldn't turn our backs on a strong mage leading a frightener.
And you can't let the bandits in the lab.
Right as usual, Triss. Geralt, you've dealt with mages. Find out what this one wants. Leo will guide you.
Just reconnaissance, or?
No one will be sorry if some of them lose their heads. You'll manage, Wolf. Just remember Leo's with you.
I can handle this. We'll see what's happening inside and be back.
Take these potions just in case. Drink the Thunderbolt now and keep Swallover when you need healing. I'll be able to tell you how they work. We'll make sure no one else gets inside. Triss, stay with us in case Savola has any new ideas.
So the inventory system. To access items, open the inventory by left-clicking on the satchel icon or by pressing I. Right-click on the Thunderbolt potion to use it. Drag and drop potions onto quick slots to create shortcuts in the main screen and provide quicker access to potions. I haven't quite figured that system out yet. It seems to be numbered keys 6 through 8. Anyway, I'm actually pretty proficient at pressing I to open up inventory. Seems to be a standard across the gaming industry, so... Potion effects. Move the cursor over an effect icon to see more information about the effect. Here we have the Thunderbolt. Damage inflicted increased by 100%, and my dodge and parry efficiencies reduced to 50%. So it makes me a little weaker defensively, but makes me stronger offensively, and I'm all about kicking more booty all over the place. So I'm going to take my friend Leo here into the Citadel entrance, and we're going to go check out the lab. See what's going on in here and stop any evil doings.
I've heard all of Dandelion's ballads about you. Lambert tells me I'll never be as fast as a real Witcher, but I managed to hit him during training today.
You beat Lambert.
Yeah, we were fencing on the floor pegs when that strange storm came. Lambert looked away. I did a pirouette, hit him right in the gut. He didn't fall, and then he beat me.
You'll make a good swordsman yet.
I know. Every time Lambert beats me, he says I have potential.
He seems innocent enough. In isometric camera models, double-click on the ground to dodge enemies. Seems easy enough. We're already in strong mode, so we're going to go ahead and take this guy out. And this guy.
Mess with me and die.
Oh, I messed up my chain again. I can't tell, but I think the other guy fighting the same target as me, how he pushes him away, probably affects my ability to continue to chain on enemies. But we'll get a little bit more familiar with the combat system as time goes on. I'm wondering if this whole game is going to be as cinematic as this sort of tutorial area. Not that I mind the cinematics at all, but the interruptions are a unique thing to contend with. Group style combat. The group style is most effective against groups of weaker opponents. Who would have thought? Switch to this style by left-clicking on the Griffin icon or by pressing C. So here we seem to have a group of weaker enemies. We're going to go to the group style, and we are just going to pretty much AoE these guys down. For those of you not that familiar with gaming industry, AoE means area of effect, and all of our attacks seem to do that. They have an area of effect, so I'm going to go ahead and mop up this last guy here. By the way, I'm happy to share what gaming knowledge I know. I am a casual gamer, though. I don't consider myself a professional gamer by any stretch of the imagination. So,
These
one
stairs lead
moment.
to the lab.
Follow me.
Yeah, that interruption is kind of what I was talking about. But, yeah, I don't want you to take anything that I say as elitist,
The energy you
because
annexed from the Circle of Elements is enough to stop the witches?
You tremble, yet you complain Savola would have them all, leaving none for you. Did the sight of a single witcher, White Wolf himself, instill fear?
The aforementioned, considered dead I might add, is a known killer. I'll gladly challenge him.
Leo, stand back. Come on, Professor.
Time is essential. I wield the power of the Circle of Elements. They are no threat. Back to work. I want the mutagens ready for teleportation in 15 minutes. Our witches shan't trouble us.
We're cut off. The stairs are blocked.
The magic barrier looks solid. We need Triss.
They're robbing us. Geralt, clear the passage upstairs. Use a sign.
A sign.
The Ord. I can't do it since I broke my fingers training along the gauntlet. Cast the Ord at the debris.
I don't remember the signs.
Let's go to the Circle of Elements, a source of the power. You need to try and learn the Ord.
All right.
yeah, so if I do share something with you, even something as simple as AoE, if you're already a gamer and you know that kind of stuff, please just overlook it. If you're not that familiar with games, then I'll do my best to impart the little knowledge that I do have, but I am not a very good gamer. I'm pretty terrible as a rule of thumb, so you can just assume that I'm just trying to pass along the meager amount of knowledge that I possess. Elemental circles. Left-click on the elemental stone to learn a sign. Tip, look for other elemental circles later in the game to learn new powers. So it looks like I'm going to be able to learn new spells by finding these sort of large rocks throughout the world.
Success?
We'll see in a minute.
I knew it would work.
Let's get back before Lambert kills the Frightener himself.
Okay, the Ard sign. is a telekinetic force useful for clearing obstructed pathways or for knocking back opponents. Right-clicking on the target to cast the sign. Right-clicking on the target. I can read too, as well as speak English fluently. Anyway, knockdown or stunned enemies are easy to kill with a single strike. So, I now have the Blessing of Air, Ard sign intensity increased by 50%, as well as the Thunderbolt potion that I drank earlier. I don't know why I'm trying to click on the mini-map. I played too much Neverwinter Nights or Baldur's Gate or, some other Dungeons and Dragons. I used to be really into those. Never very good, once again, but I used to really enjoy them. So here I just right-click and force push all that debris out of the way.
What did you learn? The bandits are in the lab, searching for something. The mage used the circle of elements to create a magic barrier.
The plague. You're all children. Why didn't you mention the circle?
Triss, child, it didn't seem important.
If the mage aligned with the circle, he can create a stable portal through which he'll travel to anywhere on the continent, taking your equipment with him.
All right, we made a mistake, but you said the mage was harmless.
I said I didn't know him. I think we should protect the lab above all.
Don't panic, Marigold. We know you'd like to see our witch's secrets.
Vesemir, if that idiot doesn't shut it, I'll...
Enough! Lambert, stop baiting Triss. Show her some respect. Triss, if we go to the lab, they'll have us surrounded. We know tactics. Maybe we should split up. Geralt's right. We need to protect the lab and kill the Frightener. Who goes where?
Only I can break the barrier. I'm going inside.
Vesemir, I'll stay and handle the Frightener and Savola. What about you, Geralt? We may both need your help.
I have two options here. As I understand it, the choices you make in this game will have consequences later on down the road. The lab is important. I'm going with Triss, or I'll handle the Frightener with Vesemir. Now, I can't turn down a beefy boss fight, so I'm thinking that the Frightener seems like the option
I'll
for me.
handle the Frightener with Vesemir.
I'm going then.
You can't fight for us all. I'm going with you.
That's nice, Eskel, but I'm teleporting to your lab. Savola is mentally connected to the other mage. I'll use him as a beacon, and I could lose you along the way.
Be careful.
I'm a big girl. I'll manage.
Geralt, this tawny owl potion restores endurance. If there's a fight, hit the bell and cauldrons with the Ard. We need noise. I want them to hear us in Vizima.
Savola just cast a spell. Something's happening.
The ground is shaking. Feel it?
They're breaking through.
Watch out!
That is one ugly mother... Look like a burnt Ninja Turtle. So, here I'm going to go ahead and drink my Tawny Owl. And I'm going to drink the Swallow while I'm at it. Yeah, let's try that again. And that'll increase my health regeneration. I'm going to try to avoid the Mantis for the time being until we get some of these bandits down. Endurance, indicated by the yellow bar, drops each time you use a sign. You cannot cast signs when endurance is too low. Endurance is restored over time. Use potions like the Tawny Owl to accelerate its regeneration, which is why I drank that potion, to make my endurance regenerate faster. I didn't really figure that needed too much of an explanation, but this looks like an agile enemy. So we'll switch to the cat stance, and we'll tear this dude up real quick. And we're going to go hit this other cauldron. And we're going to try to stun this big beastie. Oh! They're after me. And there's a bell over here. Can I... Okay, so we've got this dude stunned, and I'm gonna do some work on him real quick. I don't know how long he's gonna stay stunned. This is about as far as I got previously before I ended my recording. Okay, he's not stunned anymore, so we're gonna go back and do all of this over again. One cauldron. We're going to stop and get this dude on the way. We're going to hit this other cauldron. And then we're going to go hit the bell. So that should have the big beastie stunned. And now me and all of my friends are going to do some work on that booty. So, Frightener, your days are numbered. Okay, now it's time to back off and do all of that over again. Oh, never mind, we killed him. So, cutscene.
They're ransacking the laboratory. The other mage is... I underestimated him. Hurry.
Did you hear Triss? They're destroying the lab. We can't let them steal our secrets.
Sorry to say, Triss was right. We must stop them. Geralt, you and Leo run to the lab. I'll tend to Triss. Be careful. We don't know who we're dealing with. We'll do what we can, Vesemir. Quick!
I found it. We have what we came for. Professor, deal with those witches.
I hear witches can parry bolts in flight. Let's see.
Leo, stop!
Ah! Another fairy tale.
What happened? Smashed ribs, punctured lung. He's dying. He needs White Rufford's decoction. Hang on, Leo. It was here. I can't find it. Vesemir, Leo is dead. How did this happen? He attacked the professor. I was late. It's not your fault, Geralt. We're all to blame. Triss barely made it fighting for us. These are bad times for witchers, and something tells me they'll only get worse. Is it safe up top? Relatively. Some stragglers up there, but we'll deal with them later. You look tired. I'd like you to rest. I'll keep watch and tend to Leo's body.
Left click on the meditation icon in the dialog to enter meditation mode. Tip, you can choose how long to meditate by clicking on the noon, dawn, midnight, or dusk icons, or by moving the meditate slider. seems a bit like the wait option from the Elder Scrolls series. Not really sure I quite understand it, but I guess it is one of those sort of refill your... describes level of hero's body toxicity. Excessive toxicity adversely affects Geralt. So I'm at 53 out of 100. That seems kind of bad. Maybe resting reduces that. I'm assuming I get toxicity from using potions. So this seems to be our timer right now. Let's meditate till noon. 2 hours. It seems like a good break to me, right? So we'll meditate 2 hours, and I think we'll probably call it a day after we wake up, or at least call it an episode. I'm going to keep playing and recording. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I know this one went a little bit over my 30-minute mark, but lots of cinematics, lots of stuff going on, and definitely just didn't want to cut it short right in the middle of that action. This seems like a good place to take a break to me. Might even be able to slow the pace of the game a little bit, really start to enjoy and interact with the environment, some dialogue with other characters. And I'll introduce you guys to that in the next episode. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.